And touchdown. All right. Well, yeah. So I'm James. That's Tabitha. This is Free Range Human Thoughts. And today, Tabitha is going to humiliate me in front of the internet.
Best intro ever. We are switching it up, and James doesn't watch trash or go deep into, I don't know what the youngins call it. It was entertainment tonight in our day and age.
Mm.
BuzzFeed, the BuzzFeed verse,
I think the term is brain rot.
the brain rot. James is not up on the brain rot. That is a nice vacation from the current reality that we are experiencing. So he gets to react to the fun and games that the rest of us have currently been wallowing around in like pigs in the mud.
If you,
Yay!
yeah,
Insult everyone on the internet. I'm included.
it's good for them.
So, the first one we're going to do, this is spoilers. If you haven't seen Devil Wears Prada 2, I don't know what to say to you. It's late, so it's going to be run for you one way or another. Welcome.
Also,
Um,
just, like, don't fight it.
just embrace it. Lay back. Let it wash over you. So, I'm sure you've heard of the original movie.
Hmm.
Okay. So the second one, Andy comes back and works with Miranda. So there's the whole, that's what it was pretty much sold to everyone as. That's why I
Hmm.
was like, okay, we're getting back to, Miranda being mean to unfashionable Andy and, just the Vogue verse and all of that.
Sure.
So there is a whole different plot underneath that plot that is so freaking on point with what's happening in the world right now that I was like, "Holy shit, they went there." Like, they
Hmm.
went there in a big way. And so one of the things I wrote it down. So it's the digital side. So the declining point of media, which for our
Hmm.
age, we saw physical magazines, children. There
Hmm.
was these things that you held in your hand. And now the complete difference in just a few years, how
Sure.
media has changed and how it is swallowing industries whole. And
Hmm.
so they're really addressing how technology is eating.
Hmm.
It is eating all of us. And it's not just AI, it's as a whole,
Sure.
everything. And they also deeply make fun of the guy who owns Amazon, which I appreciate it. Hit it,
You can sponsor the
James.
Met Gala and not buy your wife a nice dress? I don't know, like, what that was about. I do follow a little bit of fashion stuff because I used to hang out with a lot of theater costumers, and that was one that they would make me sit down and watch every year, that and Drag Race, and so I haven't followed Drag Race in a while. So, sure, technology is ass. All of this is dumb. We made it up. One of the weird pieces I've actually been thinking about a fair amount recently has been how I am no stranger to the doom scroll, right? Especially short form video, which all of you watch with like a depressing amount of regularity too.
Yeah.
And you know, so the dopamine loop and people needing the additional novel, you know, neurotransmitters that used to just come from food and sex now are freely available via your tiny dark mirror. And yeah, it just starts to eat all of your time. And that, I think, in the same way that, the internet has essentially killed print media, and nobody's really been able to figure out, how to pivot around that, right? Newspapers are almost non existent in their corporeal form. Same with magazines, like Tabitha was saying. I think I get one still that's a print version, and it's just the New Yorker, because that's just a thing that, because I'm old. I don't know.
Does a man deliver it on a horse, like, with your bottled milk as well to your door?
Welcome to Portland. No, he rides a penny farthing, but it has wings so he can fly. That's how I get it quickly. Because that's to come all the way from New York City. But yeah, no, I absolutely can. Like, that's a wild thing for an otherwise very straightforward movie to try to tackle.
It starts with they're winning awards,
Hmm.
and they're all, like, award-winning journalists for this magazine, and it's doing really great, and why they are currently the table, one by one, they're going up and, like, winning for their articles and stuff. They all get fired by text, and that's how the movie starts, and I was like,
Okay.
And then you have the Jeff Bezos character being like, "We're all just need to serve the monster until it consumes us," and just Miranda Priestley, like, trying not to, like, be like, I think this is a tear happening in my eye right now." Like, who knew?
I would point you to the writings of one Peter Thiel. I think he's running Palantir right now. He's running a bunch of stuff. He's scary as hell, and how Greta Thunberg is the Antichrist, and how women shouldn't vote. Those people are real. That I know we've just gone completely off the rails there, but they're real. And they're on tour talking to other very rich people about how they should have bunkers in New Zealand because the world's going to end because we let women vote. That's an actual thing, by the way. Like, you can look that shit up.
They will be here June, I wanna say it's June 7th. They'll be
Mhm.
in San Antonio, Texas, and it's a huge thing. They're gonna be on at the Riverwalk, staying at the Marriott, like,
Mhm.
and it's just Texas is I'm just like, "This is not your demographic. This is South Texas. You're gonna come and you're gonna get swallowed, hopefully, or we're gonna get swallowed by people wearing white sheets." They're just
Yeah, I'm voting midterms, kids. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah.
crisis, crisis.
Crisis,
Hopefully,
crisis.
I can vote as a woman,
Yeah.
be able to drive even to the polls.
Well, that got depressing
Could
real
happen.
fast. I'm sorry. It's a Monday morning. We're setting the tone for the week. So, yeah, technology is going to eat your soul, and the people we've elected are just going to let us do it. Good times.
Well, so how about this? Like I wrote down the scary
Pivot,
reality
pivot,
of
pivot, have a
becoming
pivot.
irrelevant in your own industry without noticing it's happening. Because right now, I had a friend send me, and I was like, why would you send me this? It's
Mm,
an AI that is going to do growth projection.
mhm,
It's going to do all of your strategies, schedule all of your social media, do all of your writing, all your bookkeeping, all the things,
mhm,
and host your landing pages, write them, all of the things. And she's like, "Have you heard of this? It would replace everything that I need." And I'm like, "Yeah,
mm.
including you, bitch." It's just people not realizing how you're going into like a dark
Oh,
place. It's kinda like watching, like, the Waco documentaries and being like, "You didn't realize what was happening whenever you were wife number 27?"
no, the ability to put yourself out of business is a big thing. And the number of tech bros that I know who are like, vibe coding is a thing that I do now a lot, a lot. Yeah. Yeah. And it's not necessarily that it's going to write better code than you. It's not, but it is absolutely going to write, well, it may be write code well enough to replace, that new graduate that you like. Um, though there was a dude at NVIDIA recently that was like, no, no, it costs more to have in tokens than it does to hire a junior developer. Uh,
There you go.
it's not going to change anything, right? But he is like the head of AI at NVIDIA. So it was an interesting opinion to have. But yeah, it is something I've really thought a lot about is the novelty of human understanding and knowledge is really the only thing we have to sell. And otherwise, it's physical labor, though even that's going to be replaceable in the next little bit. Not skilled labor necessarily, but just like the moving things bit.
Fact moving pig iron, building railroads.
Pretty much. I mean, I wish we would build more railroads.
We'll need it
But,
to move the computer different places.
well, they're all going to be in Utah now, apparently. The one giant data center to rule them all. But they're all paid protesters. So there's nobody is actually against building a data center twice the size of Manhattan that will take all of the water in Utah and double its electrical capacity. No one would want to protest that. Why would you want to protest that?
Just saying, I have never been paid for protesting. And it is hot. It is
Yeah.
hot as shit out here. And you are like, they're handing out water so you don't fall out.
Yeah.
It is hot, we are walking. Their sharing of sunscreen is extremely important. Not
Communism.
being paid. That's how dedicated.
Yeah. No, no. I've been out in the streets since Occupy and, well, even before, like with the Bush number two. But no, it's nobody pays us for this thing. It's just out of the kindness of our heart, do we go and breathe the spicy air. But yeah, no, as we wander back steadily to, are we putting ourselves out of business as a species? Like a little bit, but adopting the tools that you need to help you do more is great. But if you are just operating somebody else's product and that's the thing that you do, you may be putting yourself on the chopping block with that one. I think about, there was a huge deal when, this is a long time ago and a very niche thing, but AutoCAD, this drafting software, came out with their Civil 3D package. It was this huge deal because it was essentially going to replace drafting folks and folks who just drew plans for a living. And it was the idea that you could build a cross section, drop it onto like a survey set of points, and it would just build your road or your ditch or your whatever for you. You would not have to go and draw all of those sections. And so a lot of the labor of it was taken away. And that was a big deal, right? We all had to go for like a week's worth of training. It was super exciting. And the drafting folks that I knew who were really just, drafts people were really, quite rightly, it turns out, kind of freaked out about that. Civil engineering firms went from having 3 engineers and 15 draftspeople to maybe 1, because you could just teach the engineers to do it and have a reasonable amount of production. So yeah, if you are building your whole business model around, I just put inputs into a thing and then sell somebody the outputs, unless you built that like particular model yourself, yeah, that's a scary place to be.
And she doesn't, the business that she runs is a coaching business.
Mhm.
So it can't do the coaching, but I'm like, it's developing your strategies somehow
Yeah.
and doing your growth. And it's how is it projecting growth when
Yeah,
there's a lot of
what
other
are the inputs?
factors
Yeah.
in, and then if your growth is not above 1,
Mhm.
how does it project from there?
It just makes shit up. I mean,
But
that's probably true if I not knowing what the inputs really are. Um, yeah, you know, I do a lot of work right now reviewing pitch decks. And so if you've ever submitted a pitch deck to somebody in the Pacific Northwest, I've probably seen it at this point. I give input and people pay me for it. But it's the number of folks who are kind of running in that line are, yeah, you have to come with some novelty to it, right? It has to be new. It has to be at least iterative on what's happened previously. And when you go to size a market, yeah, I would imagine that the coaching market is several $billion a year. Because it's bringing in everybody who wants to be one and everybody who's paying for one. And sure, you can have a slice of that pie. You can, right? Every pitch deck that I see has them having a giant slice of whatever that market's pie is. And I'm guilty of it too. Believe me, you want the glowiest possible outcomes, but a lot of it, especially if you're just starting out, totally made up. Uh, you should have decent market size information because there are people out there who do that for a living. But your chunk of it, no, it's just utter bullshit for the first year, probably. I did it once for Big Left, previously EV, of like, what does our actual trajectory look like? I've now got, 3 years of data. Like, let's figure out what this sort of size analysis looks like. And sure, it looked great. Number, like line go up, but it wasn't really a meaningful number. It was, yeah, like we have done more work every year. My piece of it had not gotten much bigger, which was good. I was more people doing more work was really part of the plan. But outside of that, right, like I don't know what you would be getting out of it that would be super helpful.
I guess my thing is like with the being swallowed by technology is you're not learning how to do anything.
Yeah.
So you're just blindly trusting something to be good.
Yeah.
And I think the most beyond the blind trust, it's the hoping that it's fucking good. Like
Hmm.
you were risking everything on something now you don't even know how to gauge the goodness
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
So, like, we can look at writing and be like, that is the shittiest thing I've ever read. They aren't able to do that.
Yeah. Well, and very much programmed not to be. I think too, it is right. We talked a little about this before, but the low barrier to the low barrier to entry, right? If you're just a technically producing something using somebody else's tool, yeah, like there's not a lot of stability there because a lot of other people can do it too,
Yeah.
right? And for so many of these things, the people who are actually making money doing it are the people who are selling the classes or the tool and not you who are going to be going out there and supposedly doing the thing. Internet courses generally kind of a pyramid scheme. So, you
Yeah,
know,
Kochi. I've come to
sign up for
like,
Tabitha's.
but
Hmm.
and then I guess you can also go into, I mean, there's the things being created. This is another one that you wouldn't have noticed because you don't watch Netflix. But things being created for half attention.
Oh Jesus, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes. I didn't. I saw. I don't remember if it was like somebody's comment or if it was an actual like study.
yeah.
Um, but
There,
The comment was like Netflix is having to repeat the plot points over and over and over again because everybody's on their phone too.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so I guess the worst I've ever seen it because they do it in like some of the garbage shows I watch,
Hmm.
but the worst I saw it was in Stranger Things, which is like the big finale. And I was like, why are they're both drawing, they're
Hmm.
verbally explain, and then they're like taking little Dungeons and Dragons people and showing it. And then they
Hmm.
physically all go and act it out. And I'm just like, am I getting like stupider? Like, what is happening right now? Like, I am getting actually dumber by watching this.
Yeah.
But it's created for half attention. And then things are like writing is made for clickbait and not for actual consumption anymore.
Yeah. Oh man, because that's for me as somebody who consumes mostly print media. Yeah, like I don't really read like I go to Reuters for my news, like the news wire services, because so much of it, even from previously very reputable news outlets, is just designed to get clicks for advertising. I mean, that seems to be the only model, sustainable-ish model that they've been able to come up with. I know Substack is doing kind of a different thing, but there's a lot of Nazis over there, and that makes me feel weird. That it's just true. I'm not blaming anybody for doing it, right? It's like you want to reach back, like Live Journal had Nazis, so let's not get too uppity about this.
Tumblr's having a resurgence, just saying.
I am here for it. All those little weirdos need some corner to live in, and it's better than them going over to the Chans or something like that.
We just need to go back to the Holy Land. MySpace, where are you, Tom?
Tom's the good one. He's the only good one. Brother made his money, a whole bunch of friends, and then fucked off. Like, brother, I wish good things for you. Yeah, that's what I want to do too. Um,
I mean,
but
that's
no, I see it as again, right? You get into the dopamine cycle, and it's you need more and more in order to feel the same, and then you are utterly depleted, so you put more and more in. And yeah, I'm not surprised to hear that people are trying to prey on those cycles of attention grabbing. I have a friend at Meta who will be remain nameless. I guess he's not there anymore, but he used to work on the Facebook side of things. And that was a thing that they really studied was how do you keep people's eyeballs on your website forever?
oh.
And yeah, it's that constant drip. And there's a cadence to it. There's the necessity of making sure that it's the right amount of the things you definitely want to see mixed with things that you don't really want to see mixed with things that are going to make you a little bit angry but not too angry. And now you're thinking about like the last time you did like just scrolling YouTube shorts and how quickly you get to like videos of confrontations with cops.
Never, not my algorithm.
Not your algorithm. Mine gets there really fast. Like I watched a Joe Rogan thing one time and all of a sudden
Yep, you
It's
ruined it. You ruined your algorithm.
all
You
right
have
wing
to
media.
never watch anything that will break your algorithm.
I miss when he was just weird. It was like getting like, I don't know, 15 years ago or whatever. It was like getting stoned with your sister's friends and talking about weird shit. No, not anymore. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think there's a lot to be said for, I think people talk about like dopamine diets and like how do you detox and how do you. I have really wonderfully hammered through the entirety of the Dungeon Crawler Carl books in about a week, which is both impressed and somewhat distressed my partner. They're dense and they're long and they're so good. But reading is great. Get a book, kids. Uh,
fair.
no, I don't know. I think you're right in that it's insidious and it's vampiric and it will eat everything you allow it to. I don't know what to do about that. So the next time, if anybody does out there, feel free to drop a comment and we'll have you come on and talk about it.
Yeah.
Because fuck me, I don't know.
I mean, there's gotta be someone who knows how to, like, other than just I guess the other option is just to reject it completely.
Hmm.
But then, I mean, how far do we reject it? Do we go all the way back where I'm like, "Fuck the internet.
Yeah.
I'm going to write you a physical letter." I got a physical thank you card for a birthday gift, and I was like,
Hmm.
"This is the classiest thing I have ever received," and it was written in cursive, is from someone my age, and I was just like, what kind of I sent her a text, "Thank you," and it made me feel like garbage, and I was like, "We could bring things like this back."
Yeah.
Writing with one of these, but how far do we push back without
Uh,
also making yourself not relevant anymore?
yeah. All the way into the monastery. It's my goal. I don't know because it's necessary at this point. Always somebody ranting about how homeless people shouldn't have smartphones, and if they just were better with their money, they wouldn't be homeless. But you can't get a job without internet access. So,
The fucking rage. Same with, like, if you
yeah,
didn't get coffee, you could have a house, and I'm like, "Oh, so my fucking $10 coffee is gonna get me my $50,000 down payment
yeah.
for a fucking house. Thanks.
You only
Thanks.
have
I
to
didn't
save
know."
for 5,000 days.
T until so whenever I'm in the nursing home, there we
Pretty
go.
much.
Then I'll be,
Have you thought about coming from generational wealth? Is that maybe next time?
someone in my family had to have succeeded somewhere, like, "Where are you, Uncle Tim?"